Welcome back to our Gracie Jiu-Jitsu self-defense curriculum, and today we're going to talk about our curriculum and why we are beginning the curriculum with the standing self-defense. Obviously we began with concepts, but as far as the actual techniques, why are we beginning with the standing self-defense portion? Well, for one reason, that's partially the point of this instructional. Most schools don't do any standing self-defense at all, right? They rarely start standing at all. Most of it's on the ground. So we're trying to give people instruction that they won't get from most jiu-jitsu videos online. The other thing too is just it comes down to Grandmaster Elio's original vision of jiu-jitsu, which it is a search for efficiency. I spoke in an earlier video about the timeline of every conflict. Every move in jiu-jitsu has a timeline. Okay, when I'm passing guard, there's a timeline. I'm in this position, I'm in this position, I'm in this position. As I get closer, it gets harder and harder to stop me, right? Every submission is the same, right? If I get caught in a triangle, again, it's different if my posture is up versus my posture is down versus my posture down, my arm is across versus my posture is down, my arm across. You've locked deep. And which is easier to defend? When my arm is across, I've broken down, you've got my head pulled, you got the figure four locked, or when you've just got your feet crossed and I've got my head up.
In the beginning of the technique.
Beginning. Well, a fight timeline is exactly the same way. By the time I'm on the ground, rolling around, that's pretty late in the timeline. It's very hard for me to, de-escalate. It's very hard for me to get away, right? So I want to, if I can, resolve the conflict as early in the conflict as possible. And again, most conflicts, I'm not saying all, but most conflicts don't start with us already down on the ground. Here, okay? They're gonna start with us standing, okay? Now, so from here, if I can resolve this situation, right? He tries to grab me and I'm able to, hey, just back off. I'm able to deal with the situation, de-escalate, get away. How much energy was expended? How much danger was there?
Not that much.
Not much. Okay, so that is why we're starting the course with that. The course will progress through more and more high energy, more and more dangerous situations. But again, if you only learn dangerous, sort of extreme danger situations, training for, you tend to wait until it gets there. It's like a submission defense. I find a lot of people, or escaping positions. I find a lot of people train worst case scenario, right? I'm caught in an arm lock, it's completely locked out, or I'm pinned, the guy has me locked in side control. How do I get out? And that's important to know, but the problem is you tend to then wait until you see that situation before you even acknowledge the danger or start reacting. So you wait to the very end. It's kind of like if he threw a punch and I wait until the punch is right here, now is when I train to block it. Okay, it's important, right, that I get caught by surprise, maybe, but it's much better that I'm training to block, recognizing the cue, training when the danger starts, defending it there. So that's important, recognizing the cue of the danger and defending it early on. So him being able to recognize the cue early on here and then deal with it here, or just even a low threat, starting to recognize, okay, now we're having a conflict. He knows where to put his hands. He knows how to start talking to me. He knows what my intentions might be. Versus, well, I guess just wait till I get to the ground and hope I can do something there. So that's why we're starting this course with the standing self-defense portion.